Do your legs feel unusually tired, stiff, or even painful these days? What once felt effortless, walking through the grocery store, getting up from a chair, or climbing a flight of stairs, now seems like a challenge. And while it's easy to blame this on aging, what if the root of the problem is something else entirely? What if the very foods you enjoy every day, or the vitamins you take to stay healthy, are silently draining your strength? Shocking as it sounds, certain so-called comfort foods and even essential nutrients could be damaging your muscles, inflaming your joints, and weakening the very structure that supports your legs. And the most dangerous part, these silent saboteurs don't look harmful. They're hiding in plain sight, in your pantry, your fridge, your snack drawer, or even on your supplement shelf. But don't worry, once you learn how to spot them, you can take back control. What if you could finally understand what's really causing the stiffness, swelling, or cramping in your legs, and do something about it, starting today? In this video, you will uncover 15 of the most damaging foods and so-called healthy vitamins that could be silently weakening your leg muscles, disrupting your circulation, and stealing your mobility day by day. But more importantly, you won't just learn what to avoid, you'll discover simple science-backed swaps you can start making immediately. You'll see how just one or two smart changes in your daily routine can relieve pain, restore energy, and help you walk with confidence and strength again. So stay with me. What you're about to learn could change the way you eat, move, and age for the better. 15. Sugary desserts. Desserts and sweet treats are often associated with comfort, nostalgia, and reward. But after the age of 60, these sugary indulgences can become some of the most dangerous enemies to your leg health. Refined sugars are known to trigger low-grade chronic inflammation in the body. This inflammation doesn't just affect your internal organs, it directly attacks your joints, weakens your muscles, and depletes your overall energy. It's one of the silent culprits behind sore knees, swollen ankles, and legs that feel increasingly heavy and unstable. Excess sugar also leads to insulin resistance, which starves your muscle cells of energy. When your muscles don't receive enough glucose, they fatigue faster, heal slower, and lose strength over time. Combine that with sugar's direct link to weight gain, and your legs are suddenly forced to carry more load with less support. An equation for discomfort, joint stress, and loss of mobility. What many people don't realize is that poor circulation is often the direct result of a high-sugar diet. Sugar damages your blood vessels, reducing the amount of oxygen and nutrients that reach your lower limbs. And when your muscles don't get what they need to recover, they start to shrink and weaken. This is how something as innocent as a slice of cake can slowly chip away at your independence. Most commercially made sweets are also loaded with artificial preservatives and synthetic coloring agents that further inflame your tissues and strain your immune system. These chemical compounds aren't just useless, they're harmful, especially to aging muscles and joints. So what's the solution? You don't have to eliminate pleasure, you just need to redefine it. Try making homemade desserts using ripe fruits, a dash of cinnamon, or natural sweeteners like stevia. These options won't spike your insulin levels or promote inflammation. Instead, they support your body while still satisfying your sweet tooth. A simple question to ask yourself before your next dessert: is the moment of pleasure worth a lifetime of pain? You have the power to choose dessert that delights without damaging your legs. Fried foods, crispy, golden, and flavorful fried foods are undeniably tempting, from French fries to fried chicken and even donuts. These crunchy comfort bites are everywhere, but for those over 60, the damage they cause beneath the surface is far more severe than most realize. Fried foods are typically high in trans fats and saturated fats, two of the most inflammatory substances you can consume. These fats not only clog arteries and raise cholesterol, but also contribute to stiffness in the joints and fatigue in the muscles. When you eat fried foods regularly, your blood vessels become narrow and less flexible, reducing the flow of oxygen-rich blood to your lower body. Without sufficient oxygen, your leg muscles struggle to perform basic tasks like walking, bending, or climbing stairs. Over time, this poor circulation leads to a buildup of waste products in the muscle tissues, causing that familiar feeling of heaviness, soreness, and cramping. To make matters worse, fried foods are calorie-dense but nutrient-poor. That means you're filling your body with energy that doesn't nourish or repair. It simply accumulates as weight, and extra weight only adds pressure to already tired joints and weak muscles. Another overlooked effect of fried foods is their long digestion time. Your body spends so much energy breaking them down that there's little left for muscle recovery or mobility. The result? You feel sluggish, lethargic, and unsteady. Over months and years, this kind of diet accelerates muscle breakdown, making your legs less capable of supporting your daily movement. Breaking the habit can be hard, but the results are worth it. Try switching to air-fried foods, oven-roasted vegetables, or lean meats grilled with olive oil and herbs. These methods offer the same satisfaction without the long-term consequences. Ask yourself honestly, is that moment of flavor really worth a lifetime of pain, stiffness, or loss of independence? One bite might taste great, but the price your legs pay is far too high. 13. White bread. White bread might be a pantry staple and a nostalgic comfort food, but for aging adults, it's one of the most deceptively harmful foods for leg health. Made from highly refined flour, white bread has little to no fiber, very little protein, and almost zero essential minerals. What it does have, however, is the ability to spike your blood sugar rapidly. And with that spike comes a cascade of metabolic problems. Every time you eat white bread, your blood glucose rises sharply. In response, your insulin levels shoot up. This repeated cycle contributes to insulin resistance over time, which makes it harder for your muscles to absorb the energy they need to function. When your leg muscles can't get enough energy, they weaken. You might start noticing difficulty rising from chairs, climbing stairs, or standing for extended periods, but it doesn't stop there. White bread also lacks the nutrients necessary for muscle maintenance and regeneration, such as magnesium, iron, and complete proteins. As we age, muscle loss, sarcopenia becomes a real threat, and without the raw materials needed to maintain strength, your legs become more prone to trembling, fatigue, and injury. If that weren't enough, white bread is often paired with spreads like butter cheese or jam, adding more sugar, fat, and empty calories to your meals. This contributes to weight gain and puts extra strain on your already vulnerable lower body joints. The good news is that healthier, delicious options are widely available. Switch to whole grain or sprouted grain. Breads made from oats, flaxseed, or rye. Pair them with lean proteins like eggs or healthy fats like avocado to support muscle repair and stable energy levels throughout the day. Think of white bread not as a neutral food, but as an agent of gradual muscle depletion. Every bite matters. Make the swap and let your legs thank you. Later, 12. Alcoholic beverages. A glass of wine at dinner or a cold beer on the weekend may seem harmless, even relaxing. But after 60, alcohol can do far more damage than good, especially when it comes to your legs. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at metabolizing alcohol, meaning its effects are more intense, longer lasting, and more disruptive to muscular and joint health. One of the most serious consequences of alcohol consumption is nutrient malabsorption. Alcohol interferes with your body's ability to absorb key minerals like calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D, all of which are essential for strong muscles and bones. Without them, your legs become more prone to cramping, fatigue, and weakness. In addition, alcohol dehydrates the body, which limits muscle elasticity and leads to nighttime leg cramps and joint stiffness. Alcohol also hinders liver function. Since your liver plays a crucial role in breaking down toxins and producing compounds that support tissue repair, any dysfunction here delays your recovery process after physical activity. You may notice this when your legs feel especially tired or achy the day after drinking, even if you didn't do anything particularly strenuous. Let's not forget about weight gain. Alcohol is calorie-dense and often leads to fat storage around the abdomen. This extra weight shifts your body's center of gravity and adds significant pressure to your lower limbs, which are already weakened with age, to preserve your leg strength and overall vitality. Consider cutting back or eliminating alcohol from your weekly routine. Hydrate with water, herbal teas, or diluted fruit juices. And if you do drink, limit it to special occasions, and always in moderation. Next time you think about pouring a drink, ask yourself, is this helping or hurting the way I move, walk, and live? 11. Processed meats. Convenient, flavorful, and ready-to-eat processed meats, like bacon, ham, sausages, and deli cuts have long been a staple in many households. But behind the convenience lies a dangerous cost to your muscles and joints, especially after the age of 60. Processed meats are typically packed with sodium chemical preservatives and saturated fat. This combination promotes chronic low-grade inflammation throughout the body, a condition directly linked to muscle deterioration, joint discomfort, and circulatory problems. If your legs feel stiff when you wake up or ache after minimal exertion, these meats might be partly to blame. The high levels of sodium in processed meats can also lead to water retention, making your legs feel swollen tight and uncomfortable. At the same time, these foods impair blood flow, limiting the oxygen and nutrients your muscles need to regenerate and stay strong. Over time, this starves your leg muscles of energy, leaving them prone to fatigue, cramps, and eventual weakening. Processed meats also contribute to toxin buildup in the body. These toxins strain the liver and kidneys organs responsible for filtering your blood and removing harmful substances. When overburdened, your body's recovery slows and your legs are left vulnerable to inflammation, instability, and pain. Instead of reaching for prepackaged meats, choose healthier sources of protein, like grilled chicken, boiled eggs, fish, or lentils. These alternatives are rich in amino acids, support muscle repair, and contain far fewer inflammatory agents. A simple but powerful truth to remember: convenience should never cost you your mobility. 10. Instant noodles. Fast, cheap, and easy to prepare. Instant noodles are a common go-to for busy days or tight budgets, but despite their convenience, they may be quietly sabotaging your muscle health and leg mobility, particularly for older adults. Instant noodles are made primarily from refined white flour and offer very little nutritional value. They're high in simple carbohydrates but low in protein, fiber, and essential vitamins and minerals. As a result, they provide a quick spike in energy followed by a rapid crash, leaving your muscles feeling tired, undernourished, and weak. One of the most dangerous aspects of instant noodles is their extremely high sodium content. A single serving can contain more than half of your recommended daily salt intake. Excessive sodium contributes to fluid retention, which can make your legs swell, feel tight, and become increasingly uncomfortable. In individuals over 60, this water retention puts additional pressure on the heart and impairs blood flow to the limbs. The chemical flavor packets that come with instant noodles often contain additives like monosodium glutamate, MSG artificial colors, and preservatives. These substances can trigger inflammatory responses, reduce circulation, and interfere with the nervous system's ability to signal proper muscle contractions. Over time, this leads to decreased muscle tone, increased soreness, and diminished recovery after movement. A better choice: replace instant noodles with soba noodles, brown rice, pasta, or quinoa bowls topped with steamed vegetables and lean protein. These options are easy to prepare, satisfying, and far more nourishing. The question is simple: would you rather spend 5 minutes preparing a meal or 5 years struggling to walk because of it? 9. Industrial cakes. There's something nostalgic about the smell of freshly baked cake or the sweetness of a packaged dessert that reminds us of simpler times. But while industrially produced cakes may trigger fond memories, their long-term effect on your legs can be anything but comforting. These cakes are typically filled with processed sugar, hydrogenated oils, and synthetic preservatives, 3 of the most harmful ingredients for muscle and joint health. The high sugar content disrupts your insulin response, leading to metabolic instability. That means your muscles receive less fuel fatigue faster and recover more slowly. When this pattern repeats, your leg strength deteriorates day by day. Hydrogenated fats, also known as trans fats, are even more dangerous. These fats raise bad cholesterol. LDL lower good cholesterol, HDL, and restrict blood flow through your arteries. Poor circulation deprives your leg muscles of the nutrients and oxygen they need, accelerating the loss of lean muscle mass. Over time, your legs begin to feel stiff, tired, and less responsive. Even with basic movements like standing or walking. Preservatives and artificial additives in industrial cakes trigger low-grade inflammation, especially in the joints. This often leads to soreness in the knees, ankles, and hips, and a slower, more painful recovery after movement. The solution: you don't have to give up cake. You just need to bake smarter. Homemade cakes made from almond flour, olive oil, ripe fruits, and natural sweeteners are not only delicious, but also nourishing. They support your metabolism, aid muscle recovery, and satisfy your cravings without the chemical overload. Before unwrapping that next store-bought cupcake, ask yourself, is this feeding your joy or feeding your decline? 8. Ultra-processed cheese. Melted, creamy, and convenient processed cheese slices and spreads have become a staple in many homes. But the truth is, these ultra-processed products are a nutritional trap, especially for anyone concerned with preserving leg strength and mobility after 60. Most ultra-processed cheeses are packed with sodium and saturated fat, while sodium causes water retention, which makes your legs feel bloated and heavy. Saturated fat reduces the flexibility of blood vessels, impairing circulation. Poor circulation doesn't just slow down oxygen delivery, it also delays muscle repair and contributes to leg cramps, stiffness, and fatigue. Even more concerning are the added phosphates and chemical preservatives in these products. These additives disrupt your body's mineral balance, especially calcium and magnesium, two minerals essential for muscle contractions and bone strength. When these minerals become unbalanced, your legs may begin to experience cramping at night, shakiness during the day, and an increased risk of falls. Another downside: these processed cheeses contain very little quality protein. Unlike artisanal or fresh cheeses, which retain their nutritional value, industrial versions are stripped of essential amino acids that your muscles need to repair and stay firm. So what should you choose instead? Try cottage cheese. Ricotta feta made from goat's milk or small portions of aged cheddar with minimal processing. These options provide calcium and protein without the excessive sodium or chemicals. A simple rule to follow: if your cheese comes in a plastic wrapper, it probably shouldn't come into your body. Your legs and your future self deserve better. 7. Industrial ice cream. Few desserts bring as much joy on a hot day or after dinner as a scoop of ice cream. But when it comes to leg health after 60, industrially produced ice creams can be one of the most deceptively harmful indulgences on your plate. Loaded with refined sugar and saturated fats, these frozen treats cause your blood sugar to spike and crash, leaving your muscles with unstable access to energy. This roller coaster effect leads to weakness, fatigue, and increased vulnerability to cramps and soreness. The saturated fat in low-quality ice cream varieties harms your cardiovascular system, reducing the amount of oxygen-rich blood reaching your legs. When blood flow is compromised, so is muscle repair and recovery. You may begin to notice tingling numbness or even recurring leg pain after enjoying just a few scoops. In addition, industrial ice creams are often full of artificial thickeners, colorants, emulsifiers, and preservatives. These ingredients silently contribute to chronic inflammation, weakening muscle tissue and impairing joint function over time. Digestive and hormonal disruptions caused by these additives also reduce your ability to absorb critical nutrients like magnesium, potassium, and vitamin D in nutrients your legs depend on to stay strong and stable. Thankfully, there are satisfying alternatives. Banana-based frozen yogurt, low-sugar sorbet, or dark chocolate popsicles made from real ingredients offer cool indulgence without compromising your leg strength. So the next time you reach for that bright-colored tub in the freezer, take a moment to think, is this dessert cooling you down or slowly breaking you down? 6. Milk chocolate is comforting, indulgent, and often part of our daily routine. Whether as a midday pick-me-up or an after-dinner treat, it brings immediate satisfaction. But after 60, this seemingly innocent pleasure could be quietly sabotaging your leg strength and circulation. The problem lies in what milk chocolate contains and what it doesn't. Most commercial milk chocolates are low in actual cocoa and high in processed sugar and saturated fat. This combination is particularly harmful for aging muscles and joints. Sugar triggers inflammatory responses in the body, leading to swelling and stiffness in the legs. Meanwhile, saturated fats clog blood vessels, impeding circulation and oxygen delivery to the lower limbs. Poor circulation not only makes recovery from movement slower, it also starves your muscles of energy, resulting in fatigue, cramping, and a general feeling of heaviness in your legs. What's more, the rapid insulin spike caused by milk chocolate's high sugar content leaves your muscles drained shortly after consumption with no lasting benefit. The synthetic additives in many milk chocolate bars, such as emulsifiers and artificial flavorings, further disrupt nutrient absorption. These compounds can interfere with how your body processes magnesium and other minerals crucial to muscle function and nerve signaling. But not all chocolate is the enemy. Dark chocolate, particularly those with 70% or more cocoa, contains antioxidants like flavonoids that actually support circulation and muscle health. In moderation, it can offer both pleasure and protection. So before unwrapping that sweet bar of milk chocolate, ask yourself, is this habit helping you stay active, or is it gradually weakening your foundation? A small shift in choice can lead to a big gain in strength. 5. Canned foods. Canned goods are popular for their shelf life and convenience. Whether it's canned vegetables, soups, beans, or meats, they promise a quick meal with minimal effort. But for individuals over 60, frequent consumption of canned foods can quietly wreak havoc on muscular and vascular health, especially in the legs. The main issue lies in their heavy use of sodium and chemical preservatives. High sodium levels contribute to water retention, which can cause leg swelling, stiffness, and discomfort. Over time, this fluid buildup adds pressure to blood vessels and nerves in the lower body, increasing the risk of pain, immobility, and even varicose veins. Many canned foods also contain additives like sodium benzoate and nitrites, which have been linked to chronic inflammation. This inflammation can affect not just your digestive system, but your joints and muscles as well, leading to slower recovery after activity and more frequent leg cramps. Another concern is the decline in nutritional quality. Even canned vegetables often lose much of their original vitamin and mineral content during processing. Instead of delivering nourishment, they offer empty calories and chemical byproducts that burden the liver and kidneys organs responsible for clearing toxins and maintaining mineral balance. When these organs are overworked, your muscles are the first to feel the impact. In some cases, the cans themselves can be part of the problem. Aluminum and BPA, a chemical found in can linings, may leach into the food and build up in your body over time, potentially disrupting neurological and muscular function. Choose fresh, frozen, or glass jar alternatives whenever possible. Cook with whole ingredients and season with herbs, garlic, and lemon instead of reaching for a can. Your meals will not only taste better, they'll restore energy to your legs and vitality to your life. It's a simple question of long-term value. Would you trade a few extra minutes of prep time for years of healthier, stronger steps? 4. Filled cookies and processed snacks. Filled cookies, cream biscuits, and processed snack packs are marketed as fun, quick energy fixes, but behind the bright packaging and tempting textures hides a harsh reality. These treats can rapidly accelerate the loss of leg strength in older adults. These snacks are typically loaded with trans fats, refined sugar, synthetic preservatives, and artificial flavorings. While they deliver a quick sugar rush, they offer little to no real nutrition. The sugar and fat content contributes to insulin resistance, promoting fat accumulation and reducing the energy available to your muscles. In time, this metabolic imbalance leads to weakened legs, slower movement, and higher risk of falls. Trans fats are especially dangerous. They not only clog arteries but also increase inflammation throughout the body. Poor circulation combined with low-grade inflammation results in symptoms like swollen legs, tingling, burning, and a sensation of heaviness even during light walking. Excessive sodium in these snacks further promotes fluid retention, contributing to leg edema. For those already dealing with compromised circulation or heart conditions, this can be a tipping point toward chronic pain or immobility. The lack of fiber and protein in these products means they do nothing to rebuild or support muscle tissue. Instead, they encourage a cycle of cravings, overeating, and energy crashes, all of which further weaken your lower body. There are better ways to snack. Try natural nut bars, homemade granola, or Greek yogurt with fresh fruit. These alternatives satisfy hunger, support muscle health, and keep your energy steady throughout the day. So ask yourself, are your snacks building you up or slowly breaking you down? The difference between fragility and strength might just lie in your next bite. 3. Monosodium glutamate, MSG. It's found in instant noodles, frozen dinners, canned soups, spice blends, and even seemingly healthy packaged foods. Monosodium glutamate. MSG is one of the most widely used food additives in the world. It enhances flavor, but it comes at a cost, especially for your nervous system and your legs. MSG works by overstimulating certain neurotransmitters in the brain and peripheral nerves, which can interfere with the muscle contraction process. For people over 60 whose nervous systems are already more vulnerable, the effects can be more pronounced. You may experience tingling stiffness, heaviness, or even tremors in the legs without realizing what's behind it. Long-term consumption of MSG can also increase inflammation throughout the body. This includes your joints and muscles, where low-grade inflammation contributes to soreness, slower healing, and reduced stability. If your legs often feel achy after meals or you wake up feeling stiff, it may not be just age, it could be the flavoring in your food. In addition to its impact on nerves and inflammation, MSG alters how your muscles metabolize glucose. When glucose isn't converted efficiently into energy, muscles tire faster and recover slower. This can lead to the gradual weakening of your lower body, even if you're physically active. To make matters worse, MSG often hides behind alternative names on product labels, including yeast, extract, hydrolyzed protein, or natural flavor enhancers. This makes it harder for consumers to identify and avoid. The solution is to go back to basics. Cook with real herbs, garlic, ginger, lemon juice, and healthy oils. Natural flavors don't just protect your muscles, they restore vitality to your entire system. A simple shift in seasoning could mean the difference between pain and power. Read your labels and reclaim control over how your body feels. 2. Excess vitamin A. We've all been told that vitamins are good for us, but what many people don't realize is that too much of certain vitamins can be just as harmful as too little. Vitamin A is a perfect example. It's essential for vision, skin, and immune function. But taken in excess, especially in supplement form, it can have damaging effects on your legs and joints. After 60, the liver becomes less efficient at breaking down and eliminating excess vitamin A. This means it's more likely to build up in your body, leading to a condition called hypervitaminosis, one of the earliest signs. Deep muscle and joint pain often in the legs, hips, and lower back. Too much vitamin A can also interfere with the absorption of magnesium and calcium, 2 minerals that are vital for proper muscle contraction and bone strength. Without them, your legs may start to cramp, twitch, or feel unsteady. You might also notice increased stiffness, difficulty climbing stairs, or getting up from a seated position. Over time, excess vitamin A contributes to bone demineralization, especially in weight-bearing areas like the legs and hips. For older adults already at risk of osteoporosis or fractures, this creates a dangerous situation. What's the takeaway? Never supplement blindly. Only take vitamin A if prescribed by your doctor, and be cautious of multivitamins or fortified foods that contain high amounts. Instead, aim to get your vitamin A naturally through foods like sweet potatoes, carrots, pumpkin, and leafy greens, where your body can absorb and regulate it more safely. Too much of a good thing can quietly rob you of your mobility. Pay attention to your supplements. Your legs are depending on you. 1. Excess vitamin D. Vitamin D is often praised as the sunshine vitamin for its benefits to bone health and immunity. For older adults, it's frequently recommended to prevent fractures and maintain calcium balance. But what happens when you take too much of it, especially without regular blood tests or professional guidance? Excess vitamin D, often from oversupplementation, can lead to hypercalcemia, a condition in which calcium levels in the blood become too high. This creates a chain reaction in the body that affects muscle and nerve function. The result? Leg stiffness cramps, joint discomfort, and even coordination issues that make walking or standing more difficult. Unlike water-soluble vitamins, excess vitamin D is stored in body fat and builds up over time. This means that even moderate overuse can eventually tip the balance and lead to toxicity. Your kidneys, which regulate mineral balance, can become overburdened, leading to fluid retention in the legs, fatigue, and reduced mobility. In some cases, excess calcium from too much vitamin D can be deposited into soft tissues, including muscles and tendons. This calcification makes the legs feel rigid, sore, and prone to injury. To avoid this, always test your vitamin D levels before taking supplements, and never exceed recommended doses without medical advice. Getting small amounts from sun exposure, fortified foods, and balanced meals is usually enough for many people. Vitamin D is important, but like all things, it must be balanced, because the wrong dose, even of the right nutrient, can silently steal your strength, your freedom, and your stride. Now that you know which foods and vitamins might be silently draining your leg strength, it's time to take one small but powerful step. Choose just one item from today's list to remove or replace this week. Whether that means swapping white bread for whole grains, cutting back on processed snacks, or checking your supplement labels. Every smart choice adds up. Just one change can improve your circulation, reduce inflammation, and bring strength back into your stride. Start today. Your legs will feel the difference tomorrow, and your future self will thank you for it. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Staying informed is the first step to staying independent. Your journey to stronger legs and a healthier life begins here with the right knowledge, the right choices, and the support of this community. Stay strong, stay wise, stay with us.